What is going on, everybody? It is Eternal here with another episode on Raid Shadow Legends, and today we're doing a champion guide. And it's going to be on this guy, and this guy is Ithos. He is very Greek sounding, he is pretty high elf looking, and he hits like a truck. So I'll go over his skills really quick, and then we'll go over his masteries and how I've got him set up gear-wise. Now his A1 is called Gouge, and it attacks one enemy and has a 20% chance of granting an extra turn, and you also decrease enemy max HP by 15% of the damage dealt. So that's pretty good, and the 20% chance to get an extra turn is huge, and you can see how you can capitalize on that as well with gear. Now his A2 is Outburst. It attacks all enemies 3 times and places a 15% weaken debuff for 2 turns. So there's no chance, it just places it if you've got the accuracy. Hits okay. It's kind of a filler move. It's an AoE, hits everyone, great, it's cool, right? Now, Extinguished Life, they aptly named this, okay? It attacks all enemies. This attack is always critical. You can build this up to be an absolute monster of a hitter. If you stack crit damage on this, because it always crits, so you don't need to stack crit, you can get this, you can get some high numbers, okay? Just from the testing that I've done, you're looking at a comfortable 60 to 80,000, and you can push that like 100,000 easy, okay? Just need that really top tier gear. His aura increases ally crit rate in arena by 33%. You probably won't be using that, but if you've got nothing better, 33% crit is nothing to be sniffed at, alright? Masteries, let's get into it. So I went for offense and defense. Set this guy up mainly for arena, so if you're going to be doing the same, I'd recommend something similar. Obviously, there are a few switches you can do. Now, I'll skim through it and I'll rationalize it. So I've gone for crit damage, and then just more damage down here. You can probably take up Shield Breaker, but you'll have to cut into Life Drinker here, and with the current Torment meta, anything that heals you is potentially bad, okay? So unless we see a change on him, I'd probably stick to the crit damage. Cut down here, speed, chance to decrease cooldown, the blood shield there for a little bit of survivability, and I've cut into Flawless Executioner. However, I think Helm Smasher might put in a decent amount of work. I haven't tried it, but because he's an AoE character, he's got 2 AoE abilities. His A1 has a chance to, cycle and get another turn, but that just gets around to the AoEs faster, basically. But I think Helm Smasher could have him hitting pretty hard, because it operates much like the Savage set, and that can, make some really nice and interesting things happen, i.e. lots of damage. Now, for the defense tree, I wouldn't really recommend support. I don't think you've got any reason to. If he's an arena character, so defense works. I've just kind of tried to reduce damage he's taking a little bit, remove a debuff, probably take Retribution, just for that chance to counterattack. You might ask, can you turn steal? You can't, okay. If he gets an extra turn proc off a counterattack, he's not going to take a turn, okay? So you can't like steal, like turn meter is set, so yeah, that doesn't work, unfortunately. But yeah, that's how it's set up at the moment. You could go down here and take up some, resistance, blocks debuff, whatever you need, whatever you want there. Just depends what you're encountering in arena. But yeah, that's his masteries. So, artifacts. I have been a lucky boy, and I got a nice, not perfect, but nice, crit damage glove. It's a Relentless one. So, where are we? Relentless. I think I've probably gone past it. There we go. So, if you can get him set up in a Relentless, so the 80% chance to get an extra turn, well geared set, go for it. He's a prime candidate for this. A lot of people ask, I've got Relentless, who can I use it on? Who's good? Ithos, okay. Bit like, Bad L or somebody like that, works very well. Cycling turns is very strong, and just, it hits insanely hard, and cycling turns to bring those abilities round, just bam, straight in again. Unfortunately, I've got resist chest, but you take what you can get, right? The other 3 pieces are pretty nice. So, I'm saying they're pretty nice. Let's talk about stat priority. you want to get a lot of attack on him. He's got a very high attack and it scales very well, and he hits very hard because of that. But also his crit damage. So at the moment, I'm over 200% crit. I would say about 200% crit minimum, but if you can push towards 300, do it. You will just hit harder. Speed, always nice to have in Arena. You need to have at least 170 speed to even kind of be competitive generally in Arena. And you know, the higher you get, the more speed you need. Obviously, meta shift and everything with Tormin, but speed is still very useful, okay? Speed is not bad. He's got pretty low health and defense. It's not really his main kind of forte. You are using him as an attack character. So, crit damage, speed, attack. You can also pick up some resist for Arena and some accuracy to land his weaken on his A2. So, you want crit damage gloves, an attack chest ideally, and speed boots. That's how I'd roll this guy. So I'm kind of picking up attack, crit damage, speed generally for the substats. You know, attack percent ideally. Crit's okay because crit will make his A1 and A2 hit harder when they do crit, but you don't need it for his A3. So it's up to you. I wouldn't focus on crit though. Don't worry about capping this guy out. If you can get it to like close to 50%, that'll help, but it's not really an essential, I don't think. So if you've not got Relentless, you can also build him with Savage and crit damage. Two very strong options. They're Fire Knight. If you're not able to farm Fire Knight, you can probably just, you know, higgledy-piggledy kind of throw something together, maybe like a speed offense, cruel, something like that. Cruel's pretty good, better than offense, but depends what you've got. And just look for the main stats. So you want a lot of crit damage, speed, you know, crit damage, attack percent, speed, and just try and boost those. Don't worry too much about the broken sets. It's like Cold Heart, right? If you can make her hit hard with broken sets, it works. And I'll show you. Pretty sure. Yeah, broken sets, some speed on there, and then just broken sets. And it works. And they do hit hard. And Ithos can hit not even harder against bosses, but against players he can hit really, really hard. So I'll jump into some Arena now, and we'll take a little look at the sort of damage that I'm getting, and I'll talk about some of the damage that I think you can probably get. Arena. Now, no, he's not in my current Arena team, so let me see. If I go for, this is how you would use him before Tormin came along, and you can probably still use him this way. Oh god. I think you can hold your mouse down, it like clicks on a character. Yeah, maybe. I don't even know. So you go for something like this, right? So a speed lead, turn me to boost, defense down and weaken, and a pow pow. And your pow pow is going to be Ithos, alright? He's dropping the heavy payload, he is doing the job. The only issue is when you auto, you don't end up... So if I auto here, okay, I killed him, but you saw he didn't use his Extinguished Life. So you do need to go in and potentially manual. Now, these are all going to be really easy because Arena has just reset. So it is actually pretty good just to demonstrate the kind of... Man, get out of there. I'm trying to do my thing. Right. 64, there. So you can easily get this... In fact, if he's hitting 64 now, you can probably go up to 100,000 with with really top tier gear. Okay, I want to show you who's he weak against. Draco, don't kill. The teams are too weak. Okay, right. I'm gonna try and find something a little bit beefier, but not a Tormin. Turvold. This guy's probably going to wreck me, so I just want to... Full disclaimer, this is going to hurt. Right. So you see you've got the shield here, so potentially the Mastery change shield breaker would have been good, but... I mean, what do you think? That hit pretty hard. Okay, so didn't get wrecked by those guys. Always a nice one. But this is very much, I would say this more as a gold 4 team rather than a platinum team. 70. Okay, so yeah, pushing 100, no problem. So he's really good cleanup, basically. That's what he does. He drops the hard damage, and he does it very, very well. And I can even alter this and just let him outburst there. See, outburst doesn't hit as hard. You know, on a non-crit, that's looked about 6,000. But this is the main place that you use Ithos. I used him to arena farm, and I believe I used him, yeah, for Arbiter to get the 10 Great Hall, level 10 Great Hall. I was using Ithos. I pulled him kind of in the lead up to that. I pulled him at a very good time actually, because it was before Torment came out, and I basically just sat down and farmed arena, thousands and thousands and thousands of medals, and Ithos was really fantastic. When obviously you've got the speed war, so I think I may have been running an apothecary instead of the Shazar and putting Arbiter in lead, but he does his job very well, as you can see in arena. I mean, most of these teams are a little bit weaker, but his role is just to drop hard damage. In the current meta, like I said, I don't know how he fits exactly, but you can certainly, particularly if you're against these non-Torment teams, like, you can come in here and clean up the page. Nice easy medals, 10 wins, 40 medals, whatever. Cool. That was an 80 there, nice. So yeah, as long as you've got your arena team set up. So as you saw there, I had a turn meter boost and an attack up with Arbiter. If you've got a Gore Grab, that would do the same job. Then I've got a decreased defense and weaken with Venus. Shazar's just there merely for the speed lead at the moment, but you could always run like an apothecary or whatever you need to run. And then yeah, Ithos, and just cleans up, and he does a very good job at it. Now you can use him in, oh god, where was I using him? I think I've used him in Finite to some success. He's not in my current setup. He can work, he's just not the best. Same with Dragon. He can work, he's just not the best. So if I take her out, I can probably slot pretty much anyone into this team now. So I don't really know if this is a great showcase of Ithos, but I'll run through Dragon and just give you an idea of how he's performing in dungeons. I wouldn't be taking him into Ice Golem or anywhere like that. He'll die. He's not really a dungeon character, but he can kind of work. He's kind of like Cold Heart. He hits pretty hard, but it's not based off max HP, so he doesn't hit as hard as Cold Heart. So kind of like a Royal Guard, slightly weaker version when it comes to dungeons. Not really his forte. He can do it, and he'll do okay, but there are probably better options. And we see that extra turn there. So I really like that. The extra turn. So you'll see it quite often in dungeons with the Relentless and the A1. Just kind of, you take another turn, bam. And sometimes you can take another turn, and then you take another turn, and then you're like, oh look, and take another turn. And it just kind of, yeah, he goes for it. But I know this is a bit of it's not a pimped out team. It's all void, but I wouldn't say like it's full on pimp mode. It's I mean, if you're starting out pretty fresh or midway through, yes, it is. But if you've been playing this game, I think I started about April kind of time. Not quite a year. Kind of same sort of time as some other people, such as Hell Hades and I think Stu and Darth and Cho started a little bit before me, like a couple of months, but similar sort of play time. And So the accounts are, well, same length of time, but just different amount of money spent and different luck, right? So just kind of, so that the extra turn, didn't get another one. The cold hearts are pretty squishy here, so I tend to, they either like nuke the dragon down, or the cold hearts die off and after brings them back, or the cold hearts die off and Venus will poison the dragon, or we'll see. I think, yeah, there's a recall into a, that's probably it here, right? Heartseeker, 40,000. There we go. So, cold hearts doing more on the boss. Ithos, probably doing more on the waves, actually. That's not a bad, that's not a terrible amount of damage, considering he was hitting for like 40,000 on the boss and they were hitting for like 300,000, so, you know, not too bad. He's pretty good in these. I believe I'm gonna have to check now because I'm not sure. APOP. Huh. I don't really know what this is. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've not been in here for a while, so I don't know what was going on here. But I would imagine it's the same sort of setup. So like, HP. This is probably gonna blast through it, but we'll see. Okay. But you can use him in all. I'm pretty sure you can use him in all the potion keeps and stuff like that. Like I said, in this sort of position, he's just doing damage. You just want to clear these out and farm these up pretty fast. You'll be running a lot of them if you're farming and grinding. You know, if you're in the Arbiter mission where you need to grind all those potions, you know, he can be kind of handy there. Cold Heart, Royal Guard, they're all sort of similar. They're like a heavy damage nuki kind of character, but Cold Heart and Royal Guard based on max HP. Ithos not, but still hits pretty hard. Okay. So if we just, you know, get through this, I'll wrap the video up in a second. So I've showed you a little bit of gameplay. You know, he's usable in places like this, but I would not say it's his kind of main area of focus. I'd say he's more of an arena character, more of a hard hitter there. But I just wanted to kind of show you the sort of level he performs at in these places. Okay. Like I said, wouldn't take him into Ice Golems, he'll get obliterated. By Knights, he's an option. If you can kind of run through there and see if he works there. I think I've covered everywhere. I didn't cover Faction Wars. It's actually not today, so whatever. So yeah, I'll wrap the video up there. I don't want to make it too long. Hopefully you found this useful in you know, to get an idea of how you can build him, what his kind of role is. So it's definitely he's more of an arena character, I'd say. If you use him anywhere else with success, you can drop a comment. Love to hear. And yeah, so this is going to be it. As a quick side note, if you've got any, so I've got some champions here. Now I am going to be making some more guides on the characters that I've been getting a few up, and I'm going to make a guide on them. Okay. What would you like to see though? Like guides, particular content, anything like that? I'm happy to kind of, you know, if you guys need something, I'm happy to make a video and try and help out there, okay? But, yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next episode.